What is going on, guys? I am Samuel and welcome back to Louisiana. We are back in Louisiana in the backyard today, and I'm excited for that because we're going to be doing some stuff on my bike to kind of fix it. If you saw my last video, I went to Texas and I was riding a skate park, and I did some pretty heavy stuff there. I did a big 360 drop almost to flat and a half pipe. And that same bike I did it on, this bike right here, I've really put through some abuse. I've learned to backflip on it. I jumped 13 stairs on it. It's the bike I ride on all these ramps. And my bottom bracket is starting to show a little age. The bearings are kind of creaking. My cranks are a little worn out. And after that 360 flat drop I did in Texas, it instantly got worse. Like as soon as I landed, I felt my bearings creaking a lot more. So I've got a new crankset and bottom bracket going in this bike. I'm super excited for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip this bottom bracket out, take my sprocket off. That's the only thing we're keeping. I'm gonna make sure everything fits. And if it does, I'm gonna run this over to the bike shop, have those guys slap it on for me, and then we should be set and upgraded, and I'm stoked. And just wait until you see the new cranks going on this bike. They're pretty incredible and very unique. But first, before we put new parts on, we've got to take the old parts off. Let's see if we can do some magic. Oh, I love it when working on my bike is that easy. Cranks are off. Here they are. Let me show you something interesting. If you look at these cranks right here, the way they work is they have these little grooves on the crank spindle. That's what hold the crank arms on. My new set is quite different from that, and I think that's what's going to make them stronger. So we have everything off that we need to get off. I looked inside. It looks kind of cracked and beat up in there. So I'm excited to get a new bottom bracket on. And man, this magic stuff, that's the way to work on your bike. Let me tell you. These are the cranks we're replacing my current ones with. They're the Odyssey Thunderbolt. I'm going to show you what's interesting about them, and hopefully it's going to make them a lot stronger than what I've currently got. So this crank arm, instead of having a lot of different little splines, it's a hexagon, and they're wedges that go on each hexagon. So the more you tighten down your cranks, the harder the crank arm is getting shoved onto that spindle. So there's really not any slack or any play that can develop, making this thing a lot stronger. It's also a thicker spindle. So this should be the ticket to having a super strong crank set and bottom bracket on my bike. I'm excited to get these on and give them a test ride. And we're back from the bike shop, and guess what? I've got these cranks installed, and they are pretty awesome. The first thing I noticed when I look at this bike is that these cranks actually look a lot shorter. They're 165s. I had 170s on here. They feel a lot stiffer with that big axle. I think these are going to be incredible, and I'm really excited to have a fresh set of cranks on here and a fresh bottom bracket. My old one's kind of cracked, a little creaky, and these are going to be awesome. So I cannot wait to do some riding with these. I think the bike's going to spin faster and feel a lot better. But before we do that, I've actually found this new place I've never been to. It's some sand dunes. Now, I've been to kind of some sand dunes at the abandoned gravel pit, but I've never been to these. So we're gonna go hop in the truck and go check them out. I don't really know what I'm gonna do there. I might try bringing a mountain bike, and we might just walk around and explore it. We're gonna see what some sand dunes in Louisiana are like. They should be pretty cool. We're making our way out to the sand dunes, and I think we've got a little bit of a bridge crossing. This one looks kind of cool. Hopefully it's gonna hold us. We're going over a little creek. I'm not sure where we're gonna end up. All right, this is somewhere I've never been. I'm getting really excited. If you look way out in the distance, there looks like some massive sand dunes. I've never been here before. This is gonna be some new territory to explore. I gotta figure out how to get over there. This place looks pretty crazy. It might even one up the abandoned gravel pit. So we parked ourselves for now. We're gonna walk over and explore this. This is what I was looking at earlier. It looks absolutely massive and really cool. This is like what you'd see on Mars. Let's go check it out. This is a really cool view. We're out in the middle of these sand dunes. It's pretty windy, but none of the sand's getting kicked up. This looks really crazy. We're gonna see if we can climb up there and see some of the stuff from the top. I don't even know how big this place is. They could go all the way over beyond on the other side of this hill. And it looks like a lot of people bring their side-by-sides and four-wheelers out here, maybe even some dirt bike tracks. This would be a really awesome spot to ride. All right, we've been hiking for a while up this cliff. We're gonna make it to the top. And once we get up there, we can look out for water, see if we can make it out of this desert. Look at these really interesting tracks. I've never seen these before, but I think these are from paddle tires that people use in the sand dunes. That's a weird looking track, but it gives you a lot more grip than usual tires do in the sand. We've made it to the very peak of the sand dune. It's pretty crazy. You see the truck all the way out there. Over here, it looks like there's a massive pond. And then there's more sand dunes that go all the way out over here. It's kind of flat up down here and just got a little crater down there. But this is such a cool spot. So we're gonna walk around and explore a little bit more. I can see if I can make it over to this pond over here. I don't really know if this is abandoned or if it's still in use. There's a lot of four-wheeler and side-by-side tracks out here. This looks like it'd be a super fun place to ride. I might get my bike out here later, but it's super windy right now. Look at this gust. A little bit closer to the pond, but there's a lot more space between me and the pond. So we're gonna go back to the truck and see if we can explore a little bit further into this gravel pit. But this is a cool spot, and it's way bigger than the abandoned gravel pit that I usually go to. So this is kind of crazy. The longer I explore, the windier it gets. my hair's getting gusted back, and there's no tree cover to kind of protect us. So all of the wind is just going straight to my face. So I was looking on the map, and it looks like we've just been at the smallest part of this gravel pit, and there's more further up the road. So we're gonna go check that out and see how much bigger this place is. This is looking pretty awesome. So in some of the places that get dug out in gravel pits, little ponds form. So there's another little tiny one here. It's not nearly as big as the massive one I saw earlier, but I think that's just the abandoned part of this gravel pit, and there's part of it that's still active, and there's some heavy equipment working over there. So we're not gonna go to that part of it, but this place is so cool with some massive sand dunes. I've never seen ones that big and spread out. So that's really cool. I'm glad I came, but we're gonna head back. I've left the gravel pit, and in that short time, I've changed some clothes, I've got a haircut, but we're not done doing stuff yet. I'm gonna ride this bike, gotta test it out. I think these short cranks are gonna make this bike spin super fast, so I'm gonna try to pull a full cab. That would be really cool. And then this afternoon, I think I might go swimming. I've yet to go swimming this summer, and it's one of my main goals that I really want to do. So today, I think we're gonna get that started. We're gonna check it off. But first, I'm gonna pull out this bike. We're just gonna make it up, see what happens, and see how this thing rides. Bars on that are so awesome. This bike rides like an absolute dream, and spinning on it is the best. There's a lot of advantages for short cranks that I've never felt before. These are the shortest cranks I've ever ridden. Like, I've heard a lot of people that ride with short cranks because it puts less strain on their hips, and this is actually true. My hips felt better. I feel like I could spin way faster. They just feel so good. It's like I'm going straight at things instead of kind of turned sideways, going up at like you feel with long cranks. But it's absolutely boiling, and I'm tired of riding my bike. It's just way too hot right now. So I'm gonna go try to catch a little swim. This is gonna be at a swimming pool I've never been to. Hopefully they'll let me in and let me swim, but let's go find out. I've got to pop this shirt off, pop this helmet off, and we'll go get in some water. We're en route to find my swimming pool, and all of my pool adventures are always kind of interesting, and for this one I've got to go on a hike to actually find the building that has the swimming pool in it. But I think I'm getting close. I need to go all the way over here, then maybe we'll hop in the pool. Well, my swim is complete, and I was able to actually find a swimming pool that let me in, so that was great. I'm a little wet right now, but I should be able to get dried out and get home. So that was my first official summer swim, and it went great. There was a professional swim team at the other side of the pool, and I was a little intimidated because they were swimming super great, and I was over here looking like I'm still trying to learn how to swim, but I'm so glad that I was actually able to swim today, and we're definitely gonna be doing that more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your grandmother, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.